Hey, this is Sky again, and I'm doing another commentary vid, this time for the engineer class. And I am using pistol shield for my weapon set. My utility skills are med kit for my healing, bomb kit, rocket boots, oil slick, and supply drop. So, yep. I actually already uploaded this video with music just because I thought it was cool, but that was before I decided to do commentary, so I figured I'd re-upload it, and you guys can let me know if you think I should just take down the other video and leave this one up, or what I should do with that. But I figured I had the footage for another commentary video. I might as well use it, even though I already have it out there. So, yep. Uh, just running around, doing my stuff. Had a little chase at the beginning of the game. There's not too much going on here. It's kind of just like this big cluster bomb of events happening. All that really happened of note was at the beginning of the fight, I dropped a supply drop over here, which stunned all the people at the beginning of the fight, and, you know, it gives turrets that help the overall DPS of the fight, as long as all the med kits on the ground, too. Give all that sweet heals. Here, I'm just going to the clock tower. Like I said in my Mesmer video, if you want to fight, there's always something happening in the clock tower, chasing this guy over the rooftops. I should have switched targets faster then to the guy on the roof. Like, I did switch to the guy on the roof, but I should have done it a lot quicker, because I don't know, I lost out on some DPS. This guy that I was shooting on the roof rolls off into my earlier supply drop, which is covered in turrets, because that's what happens when you supply drop. So I'm kind of just trying to get him down. I stopped to finish this guy who actually died to the bombs I was setting to kill the other guy, so I guess good on him. Keep chasing. This guy tries to juke me here a little bit. He tries to go around the corner and then he jumps over me. I could have been a little more quick with my reaction to turn around and face him, but overall I was okay with it, and that's what you should do. If someone tries to, like, fake you out, just turn around in midair. You have that freedom. And then this might happen to you, in which case I feel bad for you, where I get immobilized really hard. I lay down a bunch of bombs. It's kind of my first reaction. I try to rocket boot out of there, but the chains actually drag me back to my initial position. I'm not sure if that is working as intended because it's beta, or if that's just something weird happening, or maybe I'm not allowed to escape the roots or something. I just know that my boots moved me, but then I immediately just like ricocheted back, and that kind of sucked because I died. But you know, what are you gonna do? This guy thinks he's being a sneaky ranger, just sitting on the roof. He's like, oh man, I'm gonna take pot shots at this guy, but he doesn't realize that I have a gun and he has a bow, and you know, in this world of fantasy, my gun wins. Just for a little bit of background, the reason I use pistol shield is because pistol gives me quick, easy, spammable condition application, and the shield elements, specifically the knockback, is just really helpful for getting people away from me when I don't want them there. Like this, I use it there. He like comes right back. I don't know if he dodged into it or what that was, but keeping people away from me, always good. And the block with the stun is just phenomenal. Stunning is just phenomenal. This guy, I'm just dropping all my bombs here. You'll notice I dropped the smoke bomb and then my big ol' bomb, which is my tool belt skill I'm given because of my bomb kit, which actually stealths me inside of the blast. I didn't really use it for the stealth so much as I used it to blind him so that he couldn't do his ranger stuff on me, and then I just dropped a supply drop on him. That wasn't necessary. I just felt like I had wasted too much time with this fight already and should have been moved on to cap points or whatever, but I was like, nah, forget it. Finish him in style, give him a big old crate right on his face. And, I mean, I healed up after it because little med kits dropped, so, not a total loss. Could have been better planned, but not a total loss. Typically, my beginning of a fight is I open with all my conditions on my target. Sometimes I'll switch from target to target to make sure they all have conditions on them, and then I pretty much just pop oil slick boots, my speed buff, which is oil slick boots as a tool belt skill, and run into them, knock them all down. You know, you do a little zigzag, run around in circles, whatever, they all fall down, and then you just switch to your bomb kit, drop as many bombs as possible, and they can't really do anything about it. It's good to open with either the smoke bomb or the glue bomb, because the smoke bomb will prevent them from retaliating against you because it'll blind them, and the glue bomb will obviously hold them there so that your other bombs will just hit them and they'll take all the sweet bomb damage. I don't believe bombs actually do terribly much damage, but they're infinitely more useful as utility skills than they are for straight damage. Like, being able to blind, hold, burn that many people is just So useful. Yeah, I rocket booted out of the gate. No problem. Getting a nice head start. Starting on this kid right here. Wouldn't have caught him. See, I wouldn't have caught him if I hadn't rocket booted out of there and gotten that sweet speed boof. Boof. A sweet boof. But yeah, he's getting hunted down. You notice, like I already said, the standard rotation. I get all my conditions on him and stack the ones that stack, which I believe is only bleeding at this point in time, and he just goes down. He had all the conditions on him. I have a friend with me. He took so many bombs. I try to bounce this guy back towards my ally. Doesn't work because he gets downed before my shield hits him, so I looked cool, which I guess, style points, but I didn't actually achieve anything there. This guy's a thief. So one thing you have to learn that I always seem to forget in my fits of greed are that thieves can stealth and shadow step while they're downed. And if you waste time trying to kill them while they're downed, then you're just, it's just that. It's a waste of time. They're almost impossible to catch up to because they teleport anywhere and they blind you. It's really frustrating, really derpy, and you can't do a whole lot about it. So if you down a thief, if you can't immediately finish him, if you can't just give him the flag before he stealths, either just unload damage on him and kill him via just lowering his second bar, or just leave him, because he'll probably bleed out or get finished by someone else anyways. And that's usually the best case scenario with a thief, because, they're tricky little bastards. That's like their whole playstyle. Even more so than the Rangers. The Rangers. The Mesmers. Even more so than the Mesmers, because they have a lot more mobility. And even though Mesmers can blink, the thieves have a lot more long-range mobility with their shadow steps and their ability to blind you at the beginning of and end of shadow steps. So yeah, this is just, again, big cluster bomb of wonderful events. I'm just dropping all the bombs, rolling around. Rocket boots, I really have, not just for that sweet head start that I know you're all envious about at the beginning, but because it gets me out of tough fights. And you go really far if you don't hit something, like really far. So it's a great skill in my opinion. I'm dueling a necromancer here. I see her at low health and I also have low health, and I was like, well, I'll take her out. I got more damage output than her, it's not a problem. The biggest mistake I made there is, if you're at equal health or lower health than a necromancer and you think you can take them, you have to remember Death Shroud. It effectively gives them a second health bar. So you could get them low and you could also be low, and you could be like, yeah, I got this. This guy's going down. And he'll just pop into Death Shroud, boom, health all the way back up. So chances are you won't be able to beat him if you're low. If you have full health and you see like a 50% necro and you get some good DPS output, then by all means charge on in there, pistols flying, doing whatever you want to do. But in that situation, I totally ignored the fact that he could just slap on that lifesaver and take me out, which is exactly what he did. So what any smart necro is going to do. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Not even just as an engineer player, but as anyone. Necromancers have Death Shroud. Your best bet once you engage them after they pop it is either to straight damage them down if you have that much damage potential, or to just play keep away until they either lose interest and leave, or their Death Shroud runs out and they go back down to their original low health that you saw them at. That's all you can do. Here, I'm just jumping around. Nothing big. Like I've said it in my other video, you gotta use the terrain to your advantage. The faster you can get to someone, the better. Be it an ally to revive or an enemy to finish. And as long as you're not taking like crap tons of fall damage, because that's a little bit counterproductive there. I wouldn't suggest leaping off the tallest ledge to get somewhere quickly. This is where, what I was saying earlier with the thieves, this guy is just all over the place, and I'm still trying to get him, and I'm still trying to get him, and I'm wasting all this time because I'm not going to get him. There's no way. I believe he actually does bleed out and he dies, but it wasn't because I didn't actually get to finish him because he's doing his little crazy shadow step and stuff. So what I should have done then is either left or just carpet bombed everything and just bomb kitted the entire area, get my big old bomb out there, my smoke bombs, but I didn't do that. And because I wasted all that time trying to get him, his friends all caught up, probably just rolled over my few other. I had like 2 allies with me. It wasn't enough. This was like a Zerg mob here, and they just took me right down. And they tried to heal me. If you at the beginning of this one specific clip, I actually had almost full health, and I was one tick away from being able to rally, but no good. Engineer down skills, I have to say, are a bit of a disappointment. Condition application is cool, I guess, if they're low and you throw junk at them and they could like fall apart if they were already really low. Scorpion wire I don't like because when you're downed as an engineer, typically you don't want to pull someone closer to you. Unless it's to use your third skill in which you release an explosion, but it's not much of an explosion. It's not really going to finish them off if they have a respectable amount of health. So you just gave them easier access to you. And I don't know, it's just, I've got a little bit of grief with those abilities. I think they should be changed up a little bit, but that's not the engineer, that's just my opinion. So, I mean, make of it what you will. Here, I'm doing what I should always be doing, but I always get distracted by epic battles and stuff. I'm capping a point. Dropped a supply drop on this Necro, which wiped out all of his minions in like one swift go, except for the Flesh Golem, because he's a tenacious little bastard. But he goes down anyways. And see, this is what I mean. I had like a hefty health advantage on this Necromancer, and I have turrets out because of my supply drop, as well as health kits for me to pick up. So even though he's gonna pop that Death Shroud, like, where is it? It's coming up, I think, right here. After I get him low, he just pops it. And even though he has that second wind, that second health bar right there, it doesn't matter because I have all these heals right here. I have all this extra DPS right here. He also fights me in my turret range, which is just a mistake on his part. It allows me to get all these bombs down because there's a net turret there, and it's just, you know, it was poor planning on his part. And he's gonna run away, but he's not gonna get far because he runs out of Death Shroud life force and just back to his crappy amount of HP and gets the banner. And I'm just like, yep, we lost. Probably because everyone else was doing the same thing I was and killing people. But my video here isn't to brag. I'm not making this to show off my pro skills. I'm just showing you what engineers do and how to use what they do to the best capacity. And I try my best to do that. Just like here, where I lay a bomb, and then I rocket boots out, and I run away into the sunset, popping my med kit tool belt ability. And that's all I got for that.